Greetings everybody, Admiral Neelix here. Welcome to Server 21. So in this video, we're kind of continuing on with the video that I made last night called Two's the Boss. So I'm thinking of naming this one One's the Boss. How clever, right? Okay, so before I go on, I'd like to thank all my viewers, subscribers, and likes and shares and subscribers, and no, I said that twice, and of course all my beloved commenters. You guys have been wonderful in comments, giving out hints and tips and all this stuff. So keep up the good work, guys. The support is awesome. All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the situation. This is a continuation. This is the next ship that I had to fight for the mission that I was doing last night that has to do with Jada. And so after that video, I was kind of too sleepy to do this last night, so here it is today. It's a Legionary, it's a battleship, okay, and of course, it's at 5.8 million, all right? Now, I'm explaining something to you that some of the folks in the Alliance are a little confused about, so for veterans, hold on a second, this is more for them. You'll notice that in base, my ship is at 3.9 million, okay? And when I take it out of base, let's go ahead and get it out there, it's at 3.899. Now, the best way I can describe that is think of the synergy between officers that are synergized. That's basically what's happening between ship and base. While the ship is in base, they're giving each other a little bit of strength there, okay? You're going to see that the ship is going to be just slightly stronger. Now, I think they fixed a glitch, and I haven't really checked, but I believe in the case of the Stella, I don't know if it was a glitch or if it was on purpose or anything, but the Stella would actually show lower in base than it does out in space. Okay, so I think they fixed that. So don't be confused by that one. So I'm going to go ahead and recall the ship, and we're going to take a look at crew. Now, in this video, we're going to be testing out a couple of crews. We're going to find the right one that's going to do the most damage to whether we're going to kill that ship or maybe do enough damage to where we might end up being able to set up for a double whammy, okay, as discussed in last night's video, or it'll tell us what we need to work on. Now, most of y'all know by now, well, I hope some of y'all know by now, especially in my Alliance, I don't particularly like using what I call the cheats as far as exocomps and things like that. I like to do it as natural as possible, because if I can do it naturally without any kind of boost or anything like that, then woe be you if I ever do use an exocomp while we're in battle, or if I need to fight a yellow or what have you. Okay, so for me, doing it without any boost is always the best test, because then I know I'll just get better if I use any kind of help. Okay, so today we're going to go ahead and go with a pretty good attack bottom here with Uhura and Gorkon for the attackers. Defense mode is going to be with Captain Kirk. And, of course, number 6 of 11 is going to provide a little bit of trifecta there with the health, attack, and defense. All right, so what I'm going to do is go ahead and read over the infos on these just to touch you up a little bit. This is going to be Jada Borg, as I like to call her. 5 of 11 increases the shield, deflection, armor, and dodge by 200% of the total health of all officers on the ship. Okay, and then, of course, we're going to go with Mr. Khan here on his officer ability, Savage Tenacity. Every time the ship is hit by a ship or a defense platform weapon attack, Khan increases the critical hit chances by 4% cumulative. So those that can stack within each round, okay? And then weapons with multiple shots will only trigger this ability once per attack. So last night, if you would have seen the battle logs at the end, there's a part there where he hit twice all in one round. So that's cumulative there, and so it does work, and I'm glad for it. Now, Mr. Kang here, I'm going to use him first as the third seat, and we're going with his Blood Oath, and that's going to be at the start of battle. Kang increases the accuracy of the ship by 200% of the attack of the crew on the ship. So the accuracy, as I explained last night, is going to be how many times that the weapons actually hit the target. All right, because use your imagination when those battles are going on. That some of the things are going to miss, right? Well, he makes it to where it'll hit it a few more times. So that's what we're going to count on with him. And let's go ahead and target the vessel and hit attack. And let's see what happens. I'm going to tap it again so we can watch its hold. And okay, so as you see there, it took its shield down almost all the way to nothing. It's taken its hold down just almost to the half mark. All right, so what I'm looking for, that's going to be useful information with Kang, and of course the lower deck setup that I have. That's going to be good information if I need to use a double whammy situation. Now, its shields are still building up, but I'm unfortunately probably going to have to, you know what? I wonder if I attack him again right now. But that's not what this video is going to be about, because who all's going to have that situation where you can catch up to that, right? All right, so I have them kind of hidden here in the voided seats down here. We're going to go ahead and move on to Miss Sharvanek. Okay, so her thing is going to be mind games as officer ability. At the start of combat, Sharvanek increases the armor piercing of the ship by 200% of the health of the crew of the ship. So now we're going to be depending on the numbers of health on this lower deck and see what we can do as far as damage is concerned at the start of combat, right? So let's go ahead and try this out. Let's confirm them and let's send the attack. Let's see how much damage that we're doing here, because I want to try to tie in something and see if it helps a little later in the thing. Let's see what we're doing so far. Almost an entire kill there. All right, so keep that in mind that Sharvanek was the better of the two so far. And just for the trio, we're going to go ahead and try Marcus, and then we'll go back to Sharvanek, and we'll see if we can't tweak that a little bit. All right, so let's go to manage. And just out of curiosity is why I'm checking this out. So, excuse me. Let's go ahead. Oops, I didn't even check his stats. Sorry. I'm getting excited, right? All right, so he's got Shady Methods. Shady Methods says his officer ability at the start of battle, Alexander Marcus increases the shield piercing of the ship by 400% of the defense of the crew of the ship. So, kind of, it's almost an accuracy thing, but what this is doing is actually making it to where the weaponry just kind of bypasses the shields and just starts hitting that hull directly. So we might actually have some damage here. Maybe. All right. Possibly if the crews were leveled up a little more, especially with that Sharvanek, she would have probably destroyed that ship already. Okay, so there we go with very little hull damage, about a third, around there. About a fourth maybe. Okay, but it did do the shields up a little bit. So we know that now that we have to work with Sharvanek. So let's see if we can kind of tweak something here a little bit and get this going. All right. Okay, so let's go ahead and go on to manage. Assign officers, and I believe she was a health person. There she is. Switch her back. So what we're going to try to do is work on her attributes a little bit. All right, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go ahead and get a health guy here. Let me see, Nero. All right, forgive me for this. I'm going to have to speed him up a little bit. Oops, why did I get out of that? Because I'm goofy, that's why. All right, so I'm going to place him, let's say on the Kirk spot. I want to keep that attack high. So I'm going to go ahead and speed this up a little bit, just so I can get him going. Let's see if I won anything, by the way. Yay. All right, got my away team credits. I've been saving up those. So Nero, as you see, has now found his spot into the second seat next to Uhura. And let's take a look. I wonder if I can... I don't think I have enough to boost him up yet. Forgive me. Let's go ahead and check that out real quick. No, I'm just shy. Okay. Just shy. About halfway. All right. So let's go ahead and do this here. And we'll talk their numbers in just a little bit. I'm going to go ahead and lock on. Let's see what we find. Okay, and it's a victory. Now, see, simply by using the attributes that Charvenek, let me get past this dialogue so that we can go back and repair and read the stats on the crew. Then we'll take a look at battle logs. All right. Fix him up. Fix that up. And then we're going to go to here. All right. And manage. All right. Get that out of the way. All right. So here's what we did. Let's take a look at her abilities again. We're going to go to Mind Game. At the start of combat, Charvenek increases the armor piercing of the ship by 200% of the health of the crew on the ship. All right. So what I did was I changed my crew from a more defensive and attack to a little bit more health. Now, take a look at his numbers here. Let's go to his attack, defense, and health. Health is at 3.9 or 3,982. I'm sorry, I'm brain farting here. At 3,900, right? So that's almost 4,000. Plus, he has a pretty decent attack and defense. Adding to those numbers for the ADH, right? Now, along with Mr. 6 here, he's got a health of almost 3,000, and he's got a really decent attack and defense also adding to the ADH as well. So those two right there were able to help each other. I'm kind of glad that I wasn't able to upgrade that Nero because I get to show him off as he is now. Okay, now this is something that you're going to want to practice when you're starting to build up your crews. Find out what their attributes are, and then try to work on their attributes. With Charvenek, it was health. With Khan, let's see if his said anything. Critical hits, weapon attack. No, I think it might have been. Let's see what she says. Sometimes I do forget these things while we're going on. Okay, of the health. See, so we had two people dealing with the health here. 5 dealt with health by 200%, and Charvenek dealt with health. All right. So those were able to help this ship, obviously, and the proof was in the pudding right there on the screen. We tried all 3 different third officers there, and we ended up finding a good combination to beat this ship. Okay, for those of you who like to look at battle logs in this situation, let's go ahead and take a look. And as you can tell, I've been trying to kill that thing before. All right, so there we are there. It's a 5.8 million ship against a 3.8 million ship. Mine, of course, the weaker of the two. And we're going to go through the first one. Charvenek, 5 of 11, kicking it off there at the beginning. Augur with Khan and Khan, the cumulative part. Augur and Khan. Okay, Augur, Khan. Seems like Khan was pretty busy there. 5 of 11 kicked in there. Khan, we're hoping for another Charvenek kick in. However, nevertheless, this was a win, so we're not going to argue with who worked a little more. It seems like they all did very well. All right, so again, pause the screen when you need to. If this is going too fast, the pause symbol will be in the middle of the screen, not disrupting anything you need to read, and that was all the 3 that I'm going to show. So, guys, all right. I think this was a successful video, and I'm ending it pretty much on time. Again, I'd like to thank everybody for watching, subscribing, sharing, and like. If you're new to me, just to let you know why I make these videos is that I make them for my... look at this guy's name here, Kirk's unit. Okay. The alliance of mine, I get some new people in there every now and then, and of course some of the veterans who may not have known some of these things. I'm doing these videos for them mainly, and so anytime I get any comments from you guys, like helpful comments, tips, and who to use and what to use and things like that, lovely. I love that because it is helping me teach my crew. So I appreciate all that. And so again, until next time, guys, have fun and take care.